Hello, everybody, and welcome back to day 2 of the ATA show here in beautiful St. Louis, Missouri. There's a blizzard at home right now where I live, but here
I think there's one
not.
coming.
To PA, it's
to here,
a
like
blizzard?
tomorrow. Yeah.
No.
That's what I hear.
All right, we're gonna have to consult the weather. PJ and I are back to bring you guys some of our favorite products from the ATA show for day number 2. PJ, since I went first yesterday,
Oh yeah, we did
I'm
rock,
gonna
paper, scissors.
allow you to go first today.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna give you the opportunity and let the people vote on who they think had the best products for today.
This is one that is near and dear to my heart, Justin. I almost called you Jason.
Oh,
Jay-Z.
Everybody calls
Justin.
me Jason.
So, anyway, because of my poor archery skills, so this is the Rec Broadheads HXP, sorry. HXP. So it's a rear deploy broadhead, okay, chisel tip, 2.25 inch cutting diameter, 75 aluminum in there, yeah, stainless steel blades, et cetera, et cetera. So, okay, we see a million of these. What do I like? That 225. I've discovered lately I am such a bad archery shot. Once I get above that 2 inches of cutting, man, you can hit those, as long as you don't hit the bone, shoot them in the middle of the guts, in the liver. Bad shots lead to fatalities, but you need that big cutting diameter to tear things up in there. So I've become a big believer the last couple of years. You remember we did a show and I was the fixed blade guy.
You were the fixed blade guy.
No, I have changed. These things, because they make up for my poor shooting.
Now I'm gonna go on, I'm gonna have to take out my phone here and go back to our text messages from this fall where you did nothing but brag about the awesome shot you made on your Pennsylvania buck.
I did.
And how awesome you are. And so PJ, I'm gonna call.
This year I was good, but I have been bad.
So how does this stay closed?
So there's clips up there that I can't clip because it's sharp and I'll cut the crap out of myself. But I undid them so I could deploy it.
So those those little clips actually go inside those.
It takes 3 pounds of pressure to get it out of those clips. So you hit something, it's coming out.
I see how they work.
But
okay.
yeah, if you did it right now, this is in the
I myself
position.
Also a big fan of large cutting diameter broadheads.
Yeah, huge.
100%. I was just talking to my buddy Brian with the Deer Anatomy. We were going over my deer I shot this year, which was a poor shot, but I had a big 2-inch cut,
head.
3-blade mechanical, and I just caught enough to kill that deer. And sometimes the difference between lethality, non-lethality, or recovery and a non-recovery could be 1/8 of an inch.
So I hit one, I was shooting expandable this year, I hit one in the shoulder. It did nothing. And afterwards I was thinking, if I'd have just aimed mid-body, straight through the guts, I'd have killed that deer. But
This is the greatest video of all time.
I hit him in the shoulder, I got nothing. 2-inch cut.
I love this. I love, PJ, maybe you should stick to target archery. We'll leave the bow hunting talk to us. This is great. All right, we're moving on. Don't shoot him in the guts, just center punch him. One long liver is all you need. Watch our videos. Okay. Let's move on. This is more happy talk, PJ. Plot assist.
Plot assist.
We're all big on food plots. Do you plant any food plots?
I plant
Have you ever planted food plots?
No, I don't
Never.
have access to where I could
A
plant
lot of people
food
don't,
plot.
okay? And so here's the thing. For those of you who do have access, you want to make sure, like, you put a lot of time, effort, sweat equity, sometimes money and seed and fertilizer and all these things. You want your plot to be as healthy as possible, right? You want a good plot to hunt. You could do that with this new product called Plot Assist from Bucket, okay? So basically the idea here is this little bottle treats 50 pounds of seed. So this is a powder, you dump it into your seed, you mix it in there. It's gonna cover your seed. Okay, so when you go plant that seed, it's gonna do all these different things. And I brought the little things so that I wouldn't forget any of these, because
What's it do?
I'm getting old.
Hit me. Go ahead.
All right, Plot Assist, we're on the right one. Enhances fertilizer by increasing plant nutrient uptake, improves the availability of phosphorus and potassium, increases root mass growth, improves soil environment for plant growth. This is the thing that I thought was the most unique about it. So what it does You know, you see a lot of this stuff out there that's now for like pre-treating your soil prior to planting.
Yes.
And people have done that with lime, but now you've got all these other things that you can do. This is basically doing that same thing, but it's doing it for the area immediately surrounding the seed because this is on the seed.
Right.
So it's not treating the soil where your seed isn't growing. It's treating the soil immediately surrounding your seed. It's going to improve the germination rate of your seed. It's going to help it be healthier, give it a better life so that it can grow big and strong, and then your deer can eat it. And then PJ comes along and shoots him in the guts with a giant broadhead. So,
and they die.
and it's super easy, right? It's just this little thing. You dump it in there and you mix it
It
up.
says it cures coughs as well, headaches
We're
and pains.
gonna have to give it to Todd. It aids in unlocking nutrient tie-up caused by low or high pH soils. I don't know if any of that's true, but I'm gonna take his word for it because the guy seemed pretty legit, like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So there you go. Super
Plot
easy. It's like
assist.
$15.
All
You're
right.
gonna plant a food plot.
That's
dump
better
this
than a
in
big
there.
bag of stuff that you spread and it doesn't do anything
Exactly.
because
So,
it's not hitting the seed.
I like this.
Okay.
What's
All
your
right.
next product?
All right. B3 Archery. The
Nice fellas over there.
B3
We
yes,
talked
they
to them
are.
today.
Joe Scott, love the guy, he's awesome. B3 Hawk Pro. So this release here picks up a trend that I'm now seeing in the archery release world where we're getting rid of springs and we're using magnets. Springs, you know, what do
Springs
they
are
do?
out, magnets are in.
They get rusty, they break, all that stuff. So this is a basic open hook, index finger release. And there's no spring in here. You've got the sear between the head and the trigger, and then you've got a magnet that resets it. So, you know, I got the hook here, I take my shot, boom. This magnet right there pulls everything back into shape to get you ready to take the next shot.
Okay.
It's got the adjustable head here, new wrist strap here, but I'm just fascinated by the getting rid of the springs because I'm seeing more and more of them do that.
And it just makes the trigger a little bit crisper.
Makes
You
the
can
trigger
make it
crisper.
a little bit lighter.
Yep. It's just, you know, that thing, there's no play in this. You can play with the trigger travel. You don't change the tension because this is made to be like as simple as possible for bow hunters. You know, we're simple people. We don't like to mess a lot. But open hook, you know, I know this is a wrist strap.
When I
so you can
shot
have
a
it
wrist
on
strap,
there.
that's what I shot.
Open
because
hook.
I could just hook up and
Yes.
go. I didn't have to fiddle with it.
I can tell you, in Illinois, trying to kill one of your deer in the state of Illinois, early in the morning, and I had a black D-loop, and I had a release.
PJ, you're smarter than that.
Well, I
What?
am now.
Come on.
I wasn't then. And I couldn't see the D-loop to spread the jaws. It was a 2-jaw release to get them on the D-loop. Giant 10-pointer at like 5 yards. Could see him clearly, but it was dark right here. He walked out of my life, and
If you
I
would have had
cried
this
for
release,
days.
you
If
could
I
have
had
gut
this one,
shot
I
him
could have
and
just felt it. I
recovered.
could have shot him in the guts with
Liver.
my 2.5
In
inch,
We're going to say liver. We're going to shoot him in the liver.
and I would have found that thing within 100 yards.
Fair enough.
So, B3 Hawk
but
Pro.
also use a bright string loop.
And you,
Yeah, I've been
now,
doing that for years.
Well,
I
now
thought
my,
everybody did
now
that.
my D-loop is either pink or orange.
I go pink or
I can
flow
see it.
yellow.
Yep,
One of
I
the
can
two.
see it now.
But see, I'm shooting my thumb trigger with a keeper on it on my stand.
So you just
I
leave
can
it
just
on there.
click it on
Yeah.
there and then hang it up there. And then when it's time, grab it and shoot. I don't have to fiddle
I'm
around
a wrist
anymore.
strap guy.
I understand.
I
you
got
shoot
it.
better than I do. So
Well, I don't
all
know
right,
about that.
Next up,
but anyway,
we're gonna go with. I got a twofer.
a twofer.
This is
okay.
a twofer.
You need me to
from
hold something?
My boys. Yeah, you can hold this sweet hat.
This sweet hat.
So this is a
my
twofer.
style.
So since you're a saddle man, gonna
Now
be
I'm
a
a saddle
man,
boy.
that we talked about yesterday.
Yes.
I felt that it was fitting that we talk about the saddle hunter jacket. I didn't bring the pant.
Okay.
Okay. You know who John Eberhart is?
Yes, I do.
Famous saddle hunter. Dude's
He
been
is.
saddle hunting since before saddle hunting was cool.
Didn't
dude.
know that.
Yeah, Hughes killed him almost all of his deer out of saddles.
Okay.
Right? So Scentlok teamed up with John, it was either last year or the year before, to come up with their first saddle hunter suit.
Okay.
And it's a fleece insulated suit. It's windproof. It's super warm, right? It's great for when it's cold, nasty, late season. what they've done is taken all the features of that and now put it into a little bit of a lighter weight mid-season type of garment. So this is the mid-weight saddle hunter. We're going to go through the features, Peach. You put this sucker on.
Yep.
All right. I look good, I know. You don't have to tell me. So we got nice tapered sleeves so it's not getting in the way.
Yep.
So John likes a short collar on the front so it doesn't, if you ever like draw them back and your collar's up and you're like doing one of these to try to like get settled in, little tiny collar up front. Don't have that, but a little taller in the back. Protect that neck, on those cold days, right? But one of the most important things is when you're in your saddle, you've got your bridge that comes up right here.
Yes.
And a lot of times it's pinching down and it blocks access to your pockets.
Yes.
You can't use your pockets.
Correct.
So what do? We move the pockets up. Pockets are higher. So now when I'm in my saddle and I'm hanging out,
like that,
waiting for a deer to come into my beautiful food plot that grew so well thanks to my plot assist, I can keep my hands warm like this, and then I could be watching TV on my phone that's on the magnet thing in front of me, and this is a great life, right? So.
And then when it comes time to shoot, you got your Hawk B3 Pro, your 2.5-inch broadhead, shoot him in the guts, the deer's dead.
Name dropping. And then we call the drone deer recovery guys and we find our deer. Okay? So
and the hat.
They also have a pair of pants that goes with that that has built-in knee pads. So when you want to get in that seated position, take a little bit of weight off for a minute, rest yourself, your knees are nice and comfortable.
Okay.
Plus, when you get down at the end of the night, you're kneeling down, you're putting away your climbing sticks that we used yesterday.
Yes.
You got knee pads.
Making noise.
You don't want your knees to get hurt. So the second thing from Scentlok, since I had a twofer, this is the BE1 insulated hat. Okay. So in the past from Scentlok, we've either had baseball style hat or we've had a knit hat. Right? Sometimes when I'm wearing my knit hat and it's kind of sunny out, and you don't have this.
I'm a big fan of this style.
Or it's a little rainy or something. Like, I kind of wish I had that. So now we have it, right? So it's got a nice little short bill on the front. Here's what I like the most about it. It's just low enough to cover the tippy tips of my ears.
So you can still hear.
I could still hear. It's not blocking my ears, but it's keeping this part warm. It's insulated with 80 grams of Primaloft up top. Waterproof, windproof. So on those nasty days, I could flip this sucker down, cover me up. I'm snug as a bug in a rug.
That's the Elmer Fudd style.
It is the Elmer Fudd style.
Which is my age, so I'm all about that.
And it may not look the coolest, but it's super functional.
Yes.
The deer don't care what you look like when you're shooting them in the lungs.
That hat is me.
This is a dope hat.
Yeah, it is.
I like this thing quite a bit. This is the BE1. They also have a regular Scentlok one that comes all the way down with a strap underneath.
Well, that's even better.
The real Elmer Fudd one. That's for you. So this hat's $80. The jacket and pant are $179 each in the Saddle Hunter series from Scentlok. You're going to see me in this next fall. People are going to make fun of me in my YouTube videos. Now they can make fun of me for my looks, my gum chewing, and my shooting.
Shoot them in the guts, man. You'll get them.
It's been a while since I've had a good gut shot.
So, HHA.
You?
HHA.
Do you know what HHA stands
Max. I don't think I do.
Aha. Beat. Trivia question. I don't know. Somebody should comment. The first person to comment on this video and tell us what HHA stands for, I will send you a free HHA site.
Free HHA site?
I will send you a free HHA site. To
there
the
you go.
First person that's not on our Bowhunting team.
Put that phone away.
All right. I'll tell you off camera.
So, this is the
Rise X3.
Well, this is not the Max. Okay, that's what I was looking for. This is the
Rise
X3. So, for me, this is what the adjustable pin sight should be. This is me. HHA reached in my brain and said, okay. For when it comes to a 3-pin sight, I don't like the triple stack vertical. I do not like it. If you got to use that bottom pin, everything above it covers your target. I just don't like it.
I agree.
So if I got a 3-pin, I want them horizontal like that. And they give you 3 indicators. So now I know where all 3 pins are. How many 3-pin adjustable sights do they give you, the top and the bottom? You don't know what the middle is. Not that you're going to use it, but if it's there, why not use it?
I agree.
So And you know, everything else is typical HHA, rise quality. These things are built like tanks.
They're built like tanks, dude.
So
for
what
sure.
I'm doing is I'm going 20, 30, 40, and then I'm setting up my sight that way. I'm setting it all the way up.
Are you
20,
going to
30,
use
40,
your top
and then I'm going
pin
down.
as your slider adjustable, or your bottom pin as your
So
adjustable?
let's see here. This one's green on the bottom. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to use my top pin until about like 50 yards. Once I get beyond 50, I probably use my bottom pin. And that's definitely going to be the one that's going to give me the most distance, my bottom
The bottom
pin.
one's going to give you the most distance.
So-
For me, I like using my top pin as my slider if I need to adjust past 40. That's just me.
Yeah. Oh, past 40, you use the top pin.
Yeah, so my 20 indicator here, if I need to shoot past 40, I'm using this top indicator and I'm dialing to whatever yardage I need and I'm using my top pin.
But then
I'm not going to get as much
you
length.
can't make that 120-yard shot.
If I need to be shooting at 120 yards, there's something seriously wrong happening
I need max distance.
to get
No.
that second shot, third, fourth shot.
No, first shot.
Oh, first shot, my bad.
We're shooting them in the guts, you know, so 120 yards. Everybody out there now is just writing in.
Dude,
Don't let that guy bow hunt.
PJ's
What's he
gonna
doing?
Get roasted. Roasted off the internet.
No, I've never shot that far at a
But
live
just,
animal.
just in case. you
But
never
target
know.
shooting. Hey, I like to shoot that distance target shooting, absolutely.
It's fun to watch arrows just fly, isn't it?
It is. What was
Isn't
it,
fun?
Uncle Ted? The magical, mystical flight of the arrow. We
Uncle
all
Ted
love
used
it.
to come to the ATA show
He did, yeah.
when the ATA show was cool.
Was cool.
Now it's just me and
Now
you.
it's just us.
No more Uncle Ted.
So one of the other things I want to point out, everybody always asks, will that bar fit the Matthews bridge lock? Yes, it will. And you will have sufficient left or right, if you're a lefty, to the left, if you're
Yep.
a righty, to the right. Because a lot of the sites, you know, this bar will fit the bridge lock, but they don't give you enough adjustment so that the scope will work.
Right.
HHA does that.
And
so
with
this
the
will
new
work.
scope, it's an 1 5/8 scope
Yep.
versus the old 2-inch. So it's not
little
as
bit
much of it's going to
smaller.
be blocked by the riser
Right.
when you're shooting, so you get that better sight picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I'll
Awesome.
be shooting maybe next year.
And it's
This
not
year-
that heavy. You know, there's a lot going on here, but it's not
No,
a heavy
it's
sight.
not heavy at all.
So
I'll
there are
have one of these
certainly
on my
ones-
bow for my elk hunt next year, for sure. Otherwise, I'm a single pin
All right.
aficionado.
Yeah,
for my
because you're
deer
going
killing.
elk hunting instead of going caribou hunting. That's a sore subject between us.
Anyways, we're gonna move on. So,
Yes.
you know how you said HHA reached into your brain
Yes.
and they made a product
And they
that
made
you were
my
like, they must
sight.
have listened to me, right?
Yes.
I feel like the guys at Black Rack listened to the Pinch Point podcast where I was bitching and moaning, and then I get here and I'm like, oh, they made it. Somebody probably sent them the podcast and they were like, dudes,
You could have patented
listen to this guy, right? So I bought a Black Rack this year.
that. Uh-huh.
Because I was like, okay, this will be easier for me to pack around. I'm tired of like messing with my Rattling antlers. So I bought it and I strapped it into my pack. And then I went out and I was like, here we go, baby. We're gonna rattle us in a big one. And I rattled. And then I like put these up and then I was like, oh, well, now what do I do with
Now I need a bungee.
now what am I doing with these things? Like, I can't hang them anywhere. They're kind of just flopping. I'm like, well, this is lame. I said I spent all this money on these things, and this. So I got on my podcast and I was like, you know what? This is BS. So what the guys did over there was they came out with this handy dandy little tool right here. It's got
Uh-huh.
4 bungee cords on it that is meant to just go right over the tines on both of these and hold this thing together. And then what you can do is you can just leave one of these off. Now you got somewhere to
Now
hang
you
this
gotta
sucker
hang.
from when you're not using it.
From your
Right.
little thing there where you control all your gear in your saddle.
100%. The other thing he said you could do, which I haven't really messed with yet, is he said you could take this little clippy guy right here is so you can clip it onto like your backpack or something like that.
Uh-huh.
He said you also could clip it like around this thing. I don't know, I didn't completely understand, but you could do that. And then you could just leave this one on here at all times.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And you don't have to take it off of here.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
way when you're done, you just put this, slam this one over it, and you're pretty much good to go at that point.
Have you had much luck rattling?
Oh man, I rattle in deer all the time.
Do you really?
100%.
Man, Pennsylvania, I have not found that tactic to work.
Here's the thing, PJ. Remember when you were a young man before you got married, PJ?
Boy,
and you went out
I think so.
and you were
time ago.
You were looking for a wife, or imagine you're going fishing. PJ, you like to
Okay,
fish.
yep.
Me and you are fishermen.
Here we go.
You got to cast a lot to catch some fish, right?
Yes.
If you go out and you're like, this isn't going to work, I'm just not going to cast twice, and I'm going to stop casting. I didn't catch any fish.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep going. That's how rattling is, dude.
I've
you gotta
done that.
keep doing it. No, every time you hunt, you rattle multiple times.
I have done that.
PJ,
and I was just like, I've never.
even when you go to Illinois, do you rattle?
Oh no, in Illinois I will do it, and I'm thinking Pennsylvania. Just had no success there.
You'll have luck with it. You just
Illinois is a different planet.
The
man.
deer's got to be in the right state of mind.
Sure,
It doesn't
like
always
a turkey
work.
call, same deal.
I rattle.
Even
in,
a grunt call.
I didn't rattle in any. Oh, I think I've kind of rattled in the deer I killed this year. I rattled in a couple bucks that I would have shot. They didn't come close enough.
Right.
But I rattled in, I would say, conservatively 6 to 10 deer a year. I rattle in.
Wow.
Most of them are 1.5 and 2.5s. They're the dumb ones.
Yeah.
They're the ones where you're rattling. But I've killed plenty of deer that I've rattled in. You can't kill them if you don't rattle.
If you don't rattle.
You can't do it. It's like this whole decoy thing. I am dead set on killing a deer over a decoy. I've
Okay.
never done it.
Yes.
I just keep bringing the decoy. And I'm
Keep
like,
putting
one
it
of
out
these
there.
days it's gonna
It's
happen.
gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I can't kill a deer over a decoy if I don't bring it. I brought my decoy at the end of December, and I doe bleeded in a little buck, and then he attacked my decoy.
I saw your video.
It was
on
like
that. Yeah.
it was like New Year's, the day before New Year's.
Right.
So, and most people put the decoys away. Me,
Not you.
no,
You carry
sir.
it out.
Taking it out there with my black rack.
And now that you can connect your antlers to your pack, you've got hands to carry
This
your
is the
decoy.
black rack silencer, y'all. If you're a black rack fan, you should get one of these. I wonder if it'd work with regular deer antlers. It might. You figure out a way.
Probably,
But
yeah.
there you go. Black rack silencer, PJ.
Awesome.
That's what I got. Are we done?
That's it.
That's
3
everything for
apiece.
today. So you guys have to vote. Who's better looking, me or PJ? Who's a more ethical bow hunter, me or PJ? And who brought the best?
Come on. You can
Gifts to
say,
today's
and
party.
you can all sit out there and say, oh, this is who's ethical, this is what's ethical, but what's real? What's real?
You're saying I'm not real?
Shooting them in the guts, we all do it. You might as well have the
telling
right
you.
blade to make it happen.
Greatest
Make it
video
work.
of all time. Make it work. We'll see you next year. We're out of here. Bow hunt or die, baby.